Hey guys, my name's Ben Howard, and today we're out here at Pipeline to see if I can get under par on the blue layout out here. This is going to be kind of a continuation on my Can I Get Under Par out at Holston Creek kind of series, where I figured we'd come out here to this course. Main reason being, I say the blue layout out here is pretty similar to the blue layout at Holston when it comes to difficulty, but these are basically polar opposite when it comes to course design, where Holston is a much more open, OB ridden course, whereas this is a little bit shorter course, but there's no OB basically, and all the difficulty comes from throwing shots through the woods. At Holston, you're having to more so focus on where the disc is landing and how it's landing. Out here, we're focusing on how the disc is flying in the air, because if you're off at all, bogey comes into play extremely quick on this course. And just like with the Holston Creek videos, I'm going to be doing a giveaway based on how well I do. I believe my personal best out here is 6 over, so for every stroke I beat 6 over by, I'm going to be adding a disc to the giveaway. I forgot to bring the disc with me, and I don't remember the exact order I had them in, or all the discs, but I do remember the disc I'm going to be giving away if I do beat 100 par, which is a Zeus signed by Paul Macbeth. Big thank you to Alan Lundberg for sending me that disc. But so going into this round, I'm not expecting to do well at all, because one, it's just finished raining for like the last hour. So the course is really wet, and this isn't a great course to play when wet. If anything, this is just going to be more of like a practice round to get ready to kind of start working on my game plan, because this is also a course I don't get out to play very often. It's something I have to make a dedicated trip for, so not expecting to get anywhere close to under par today. But yeah, I think that's pretty much everything, so let's go and get into it. All right, guys, so for hole one, we've got a par 4, 504 feet. Off the tee, we're really just trying to throw something straight as far as we can. There's a group of trees that's about 200 feet off the tee. If we can get past them, we'll be in a pretty good landing zone. From there, the basket is uphill to the right, probably a good 20 to 30 feet uphill. So if I want to get a birdie on this hole, I really need to be in a very specific spot. But as you can tell, this is a really tight initial gap. So main thing we're going for is a par on this hole. If we do get up there for a chance for birdie, I'm going to be really happy. But the main thing is just getting off the tee, getting down there, and then setting ourselves up for the landing zone for the approach shot into the green. And since it's been raining, this tee pad is extremely slick. So I'm going to be going with the fairway driver. I think I might go with the fairway driver anyway, because I really don't need a ton of distance off the tee. But I'm going with the fairway driver just so that way I don't end up slipping and dying. Okay. It's fading out a little bit more than I would have liked. Okay, that should be fine. From there, I'll have a pretty easy approach shot to the landing zone. I don't think I'll have a line to get up to the basket, but maybe. We'll see. Okay, so we put ourselves in a pretty good spot. I don't have a look to get up to the green, but I can put myself in a position to get up and down for par pretty easy. Just gotta miss a few trees. That should be perfectly fine. Okay, so from here, you can see the red basket. It's funny because we're probably only like 120, like 150 feet away if it was flat ground, but from here it plays close to like 200 to 250 feet-ish. Golly, these mosquitoes are killing me. I'm gonna go with a fairway driver just to make sure I get the distance. And I'm gonna be aiming to the left of this tree right here with forehand, just trying to make sure I give it the height. And then finish back to the right, and don't miss short, because if it misses short, it's gonna roll back down here. Do the same thing again. Past it. Okay. Ooh, a little short, but it got far enough to where we didn't roll back down the hill, which is the main goal. There we go. That's a really good way to start the round. All right, guys, so for hole two, we've got a par 3, 390 feet. Off the tee, we're trying to get through this gap, finish to the left. To get up there to the basket, we've got to like kind of push through the gap while moving to the left. And it's a very doable shot, but it requires a lot of power from me. So the main goal I'm really going for is just to hit the gap and get down there for an easy par. If I give myself a putt, that's great, but all I really need to do is hit the gap. I like it. Whew. Yeah, that's, I don't think that's going to be putting, but that'll be like 70, 80, maybe close to 100 feet from the basket. Okay, so we got up here and actually on the side of the hill, so it's going to be closer to like a 60-foot putt, but we got a putt. Just got to make sure I get over this stuff and don't let this land and roll off to the left. Dang it. That was the one tree I needed to miss. All right, now there's nothing in the way, so I don't have any excuses. All right, guys, we're on hole 3. This one's a par 3, 305 feet. Basket is straight ahead, tucked in this wood line you can see straight in front of us. Off the tee, all I'm really trying to do is just get through this gap and get out into the open. This one I would like to get the birdie on. This is one of the few birdieable holes on the course, but just getting out of the gap is going to be really important because not only do I have to hit the gap, but I also got to get the height right, or else I'm going to hit the ground right here, or I can end up throwing it too high and having the disc stall out and go way left. So just hitting the height right is going to be really important. And let's see if we can get all the way up there. Too high. Dadgummit. So that's going to be rough because we're probably going to be too far into the wood line to be able to like go around the woods and get out into the open. We're going to have to probably pitch through some stuff and just do some scrambling. We'll be all right. Okay, so we got pretty lucky. There's nothing really in this area in the way at all, except for these 2 trees that kind of make the gap I'm going to have to hit. But we got like a circle 2 putt for birdie, which is a lot better than I could have asked for after that drive. But let's see what we can do. Oh, dang. Perfectly in line, just a little low. All right, guys, we're on hole 4. This one is a par 3, 507 feet. You can see the basket straight ahead. Biggest thing to pay attention to is we're going down a pretty tight fairway considering how far we've got to go. So the main thing is just going to be not turning your disc over or letting your disc fade out too much. If you do want to be on either side, you'd rather be off to the left side because odds are you've got the disc to like either flex out or you kind of threw it straight and it went in the woods. So more than likely you're going to get more distance out of if you like turned your shot over with the backhand. So I'm going to like kind of aim at the left side, hopefully get this disc to bend off of it, flatten out, and just push straight and get all the way down there. I like it. It just needs to come out. Nope. Okay. There's some headwind. I didn't feel that. Shoot. But I don't think that actually penetrated into the right side rough. I think we're still going to be out in the open, so should have like a pretty easy approach shot for the par. All right, so nothing in the way. Close enough to where I don't really need to worry about these branches being in my swing. Just got to make sure I get this to land flat and soft. Threw it a little hard, but I think that's fine. Yeah, that's fine. Go. All right, guys, we're on hole 5. This one is a par 3, 199 feet. You can see the basket straight ahead. This is where we start to get into the really, really densely wooded section of the course. And we start off with one that you feel like you should get every time, but this is another hole. If you get a par, it's fine. Because if you hit any of these trees early, it's a very easy bogey. So just trying to get up there, or even just like a circle 2 bid. But this is a hole I really need to get if I want to try and get under par. I'm going with just a flippy putter. I'm gonna throw it high. It's gonna be a little nose up, so it shouldn't flip too much. Just kind of hold straight. Get off that tree. Okay. I think this should be a pretty much open putt. We might have like 1 or 2 trees in our way, but it's a putt for birdie. All right, so we got nothing in the way, no excuses. A little uphill, so just gotta make sure I give this putt the height it needs. I pulled it. Dang it. All right, guys, we're on hole 6. This one is a par 3, 328 feet. Fairway goes straight for about 150 feet, and it bends off to the right for pretty much the rest of the way up to the basket. So the best play I found on this hole for me is just like a hyzer flip to turnover backhand. Main reason being, I can't throw a flat shot that'll turn and get past these trees on the right. So I need to have something that'll flip up late and then turn. Only problem is after that, as you can kind of tell, the ground goes back up, the basket being on the other side of that hill. So I've got to have just the perfect amount of height if I want to get up there to the basket. But this is another hole. If I hit the gap and get down there, have an easy approach shot for par, I will be extremely happy. And I could probably just say that for the rest of the course, so I probably won't say that again. Turn. Oh, I didn't flip enough, but if that got through, that was going to be maybe pin high, something like that. Probably might just hit on the side of the hill and stuck, but that would have been a guaranteed par if I got past that tree. But from there, we'll have a touchy approach shot in the green, but a doable one. Okay, so just a little bit off the right side of the fairway, but I don't really have a forehand into the green. So I'm going to try like a backhand turnover with the same flippy putter I threw on hole 4. Just try and get it to hold over the whole time, and then hopefully kind of flatten out near the end, because the ground does slope away behind the basket. So this is a hole I could very easily go long on, but if I get up there to go long in the first place, that's really good. So still need to give it some power. Didn't turn it like I wanted to, but that worked out pretty well. Dang it. I thought it might have been a little high. All right, guys, we're on hole 7. This one's par 3, 312 feet. Basket's down this way, tucked off to the right. The best and pretty much only play is a forehand, because if you try and throw a backhand, it's really easy to go long. And if you go long, the ground slopes away from us. So it's really easy to end up in some really bad rough, like 100 feet from the basket. Plus, the fairway pretty much doglegs right once you get pin high. So it's pretty much impossible to get a backhand down there, I would say. You could throw like just a dead straight shot and have it land pin high and give yourself like a 50 to 60 footer. Definitely not a bad play, but the play I like to do is just take an overstable, fast driver, throw it as hard as I can through the gap, and just let it finish to the right, or doesn't matter where, just let it kind of just filter through all the trees and get down there. Because like I said, the ground's sloping away from us, so that even if I do finish early and right, the ground's sloping that way, so the disc could roll, skip, do whatever, and end up down there close to the basket. Let's see if I brought my forehand with me today. I did. Get past that. Oh, dang it. That's like the best forehand I've thrown in like a month. But I think from there we'll have like a forehand, like kind of like spike hyzer into the green, something like that. Okay, so we actually got a pretty fortunate roll. We rolled probably about like 80 feet down the fairway. So I'm pin high with the basket and probably have about like a 100-foot approach shot into the green. Can't go with the backhand because of the ground sloping from right to left. So I'm just going to try and throw a flat forehand at it. Just get out of here. I'll sit down. Okay, went a little long, and we're going to have a pretty scary comeback putt, but I think that's still going to be inside a circle. Here we go. Yes. I needed that. My putt has not been good today. All right, guys, we're on hole 8. This one is a par 3, 356 feet. The fairway slowly bends off to the left about 100 feet off the tee. Then from there, it goes straight for about another 100 feet. And then the basket's tucked pretty much up to the right. Like if you land in the middle of the fairway, pin high, you're about 20 feet from the basket. So the best play I found is like a flip up backhand for me. The play to park the hole is like a flippy forehand that'll like flip, hold its height, and come back near the end. But I don't have that shot, so we're gonna go with the fairway driver just on some hyzer, get a flip up before it gets to these trees on the right, and then move to the left. If I throw it really good, I can get down there to like circle 2, something like that. So let's see what we can do. Pulled it. Dang it. Kick left. So right there. Okay. That's fine. We can work with that.